Alright, and we're recording. Uh, this is I just want to say right now, this is my first video. Like, my first video ever. I low key don't know what to say, but I know what I want to talk about. But, I feel very nervous. I feel weird doing this right now. Because, I gotta act like I'm speaking to the audience, which is y'all. But, anyway, uh, the topic of today, uh, I want to talk about my book that I'm writing. Fantasy book I call Lordverse. I'm going to be explaining what the difference is because I separated it from fiction and created its own fiction. It all makes sense later, but this is the starting to my content creation, and I want to build a community of other artists, other people that want to do art or be an author themselves. I'm 15. I already have a dream of doing this, and I have a few books that I'm working on right now. But yeah, that's the topic. I feel very nervous right now, but I'm gonna get through it. This is gonna be insane and crazy, but yeah, I really want to grow a big community of different people, different artists. Even if you're not an artist, you're all welcome. But you know, well, hello. My name is Hebun. Alright, so I'm gonna be talking about my my book's fiction. The difference between this book and regular fiction is that they're separate. So think of fiction, everything that's in it in a separate box. Different mechanics, different functions, some few functions, some the same. But the difference is the scaling and the power, mainly the reality itself. The size difference is a very large factor within the Lordverse fantasy. So this sounds crazy, but if you put all fiction together, it would be the size of like a regular park. Because the main place on where basically the planet, I call it the main world. It's so big and expansive that it can hold or it bears different times, different places in time. Like 1998 could be all the way far away in the north, the Edo period in Japan, or the Heian era, something like that. But that's the difference, part of it. It functions really differently, and how things work here is on a higher scale above the scaling. So you gotta stay in Lordverse terms. You can stay in regular fantasy fiction terms, but then there's Lordverse terms, which is different and what's above regular fictional terms at its highest. And I'd say the lowest level is stronger than the strongest level of power scaling, which is boundless. Why it's like this is because I wanted to separate everything. I wanted to make something different that's not really known, heard of, or something that's similar, but it's completely different in its different functions. I wanted to really go out there and make something completely different, put my mind into it, put my honest creation, something different, something I to myself want to make different than regular fiction. Speaking of the main world, it's the place where everything is supposed to come from. I will be talking about in this video how you even get abilities, what the main world is, and what a section is. So first off, the main world, like I said, is a giant planet with 4 suns around it and 3 different moons or more. It's really huge to hold different eras in there, even the modern one currently, and some old time ones, or medieval in different areas. There are barriers around the main road so you don't escape the main road in general. In the book I added, is in the first book, that the first layer is neutralization of all types of magic, all types of physical touch, and all forms of abilities. The second is canceling, uh, area canceling. If you get close to it, it'll cancel the things that are already that whoever has will cancel all the things that person has to get close to it in general. Then there is the actual barrier, something to defend it and pushing targets away. So say you get close to the barrier itself will actually push against you with a space in between it. So the barrier's here, there's space between, and this is you or the person, and it's pushing with that space, but without the barrier actually moving, it's actually expanding space. The fourth barrier is actually the reality barrier. It will distort the reality, the spatial reality with the inside layer and the outside layer at the same time to keep everything in, because the main world is supposed to be where everything comes from, or mainly where every person comes from, or the starting of everything. Now this leads to sections. Actually, sections, as I explained, are multi-infinite level places or locations. Sections can be located far or mid-ranged, or some even close near the main world. A section can be a specific location, like a city, a town, or even your own bedroom. They can expand to infinitely repeating universes, or galaxies, anything of that number, to omniverses in themselves. They can range to many different planets, many different locations. Some are specific, like I just said, like a city, because a specific location can be Wyvern City, for example. Wyvern City is basically London or England with thick fog. People do exist in different sections themselves. They are different parts of reality or realities themselves. So the people that exist in different sections are immune to the effects that are there, but some of them aren't immune at all. It just depends on the person. So in Wyvern City, the fog is so thick and the mist is so moisturized or thick as well that when you visit there, you can't see anything, nothing. Like if this room was in Wyvern City and I was new to the place, I wouldn't be able to see my own hand unless it's this close to my face. Unless it's that close to my face, I'm not going to be able to see anything. That's how thick it is. And like the name says, wyverns roam here in England. 50% chance that they're hostile or non-hostile. It just depends on the dragon you meet, and there are more than one dragon type here. There's more than just wyverns. There's original dragons, amphitheaters, drakes, worms, lindworms, whatever you can name of, besides the Laureate dragon. The Laureate is for a different video, but that's a dragon type I made myself. There's 3 different versions. So yeah, that's basically what a section is. A section overall is a place, room, or place of existence that has its own reality and functions in it. Now there are different timelines, but every timeline does not have the same person. So timeline 1 could be me, timeline 2 could not be me at all. There's no remnants of me. I don't exist in that one. There's only going to be one version of me, except for one character. That's for a different explanation video. And to go on with this, there are entities that exist outside of the main world themselves. Like the first entity, well, in my intro, called Gulin Lagoon, or Gulin Lagoon. I just say Gulin Lagoon for short. It's in the first data book. Now, everything in here is handwritten. Everything. From the image, from the words to themselves, everything is handwritten. Now, different entities are obviously Megado Adamus, but for the anomaly explanation, I would rather separate them in different videos. But yeah, that's really all I have for today, and have really no other explanation to say. If you got any questions, go in the comments, reply, and join my Discord. I just made a Discord yesterday, and you guys can talk with me, add your own art, of course add your own ideas, add your own thoughts here, share your own arts and ideas, but this place is where the videos will happen and my media. It was nice talking to you all, or nice explaining this. I will be making more videos. I've just been caught up with making the books too. I really don't know which video or what the next video will be, but I want it to be interesting for all of you, you know? I want all my videos to be interesting for everyone. I want to share my ideas, my thoughts, my books. Now, I'm already ahead. I already know what this is because I didn't start recording videos at the beginning, of course. So I will happily catch people up if you're interested. Now, thank you all for listening. Have a great day.